welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making a yogurt recipe. It's super cheap, effective, and easy. All of the links will be in the description box below for you guys, as well as other recipes that you can use your crock pot and Instant Pot for. This I'm actually using my bread maker, which is actually something I didn't even know some bread makers have. So I would go ahead and look at that for you, or look at that on your actual bread maker, because you might have a button that says yogurt and you can make your own yogurt at home. It is so cost effective, guys, and we go through a ton of yogurt in this house, and so the fact that I get to make it and it's quality and it's just delicious is something that I'm very, very thankful that I have. So I am just going to go ahead and jump into the video and show you how to make it. Please let me know in the comments below if you've tried it, if you liked it, all of that, and I will also try to include some of my tips and tricks. But if not, I'm going to leave a link with everything down below, because I think every single person has a crock pot on hand, which is super easy to make yogurt that way as well. So I'm going to leave that one down below, and I will talk to you guys at the end of the video.
Alright guys, the first thing that you want to do is probably grab yourself a cup of coffee and then come join me in my kitchen. This is where I'll be sharing with you my yogurt recipe like I mentioned earlier. It is seriously so easy, especially if you want high quality yogurt. So yeah, first thing you need is a bread maker or a crock pot or an Instant Pot. All of those work. And then I need the insert and then the little spinner at the very bottom that mixes up everything, bread, yogurt, whatever it is. These are the supplies that you need to get started to be able to make something in your bread maker. Now my bread maker actually has a button on the top that allows me to be able to make the yogurt. If that is something that you don't have an option for, there are other recipes that I'm going to link where you can then be able to see how to use a bread maker without having to have any other equipment and knowing how long to keep it in there. So I get the bread maker all set up, I plug it in, all of those things. Then I go ahead and take the inserts, both the spinner and then the bread loaf pan, and I get that all set up in there, just so that way everything is all organized and ready to go. The insert goes inside. There is like a little spot inside where it fits, so I'm just going to put that in there and let that just be ready to go for that. That's what it looks like whenever it's inserted properly. And then I will also leave my bread maker in the description box below with the link, so that way you guys can go ahead and purchase one for yourself. Now see, I'm showing you right here that there is a yogurt option, so that's actually like the only button that I'm gonna be pressing. And then I pretty much forget about it for the whole entire day. It takes about 8 hours to make, which does sound like a lot, but you really don't do anything. It just ferments on its own. So for me, I like to use half and half. A lot of people like to use whole milk. If you get raw whole milk where the cream and everything is together, then that's fine. But I use grocery store options, which will take a little bit of time. So I use half and half, and then I just showed you some other supplies, and then you need a measuring cup. So you need a batch of your last yogurt, or if you buy yogurt from the store, you at least need a cup of yogurt. I think I did like a cup and a half maybe this time, but you can grab your yogurt from the store. This is just mine from the last time that I made it, so I just went ahead and put that in there. The reason why I use half and half is because I like my yogurt to be a little bit thick, like the consistency that you just saw. And if I use milk, then I find that it's a little bit more runny than what I like and what my son likes. And since I'm making it for our family, I want it to be exactly what we like and what we want. So I go ahead and put all the yogurt in there. As you can tell, it's time to make some more because there are a little bit of chunks in there, but that is normal for yogurt. I didn't actually know that because I've only bought Everstore yogurt, but that's just like the little fat pockets in there. Again, it's because I use half and half, not like whole milk, but I just like the thickness of it because we also use it for like salad dressings and stuff like that. So that's why we use half and half and are okay with the fat pockets. But I am going to show you what I do to make it really smooth to where I don't have any fat pockets until the very last day of whenever I need to make the new option or the new yogurt. So then I pour about the equal parts, half and half, into the bread maker as well, just into the insert on the top. As you can see, I just pour that in with it. You can even do like a 2-to-1 ratio where you have 2 parts yogurt, 1 part milk, or half and half, whatever you choose. And so yeah, that's that. I again use half and half because it's more of like a Greek yogurt texture, which is what we like in this house, and we use it for sour cream and all that kind of stuff. So I want it just like a little bit more stiff than like your normal yogurt. So I just go ahead and get that all set up into the bread maker and get it all twisted and all set up and organized there. And then I go ahead and find the right setting to go with the yogurt. So I'll just flip through all of them until I get to 17, which matches what it says right there on my yogurt setting. And then I just press start. And then I honestly just kind of forget about it for 8 hours. As you can tell, the time says 8 hours right there. So I literally just kind of leave it alone and I don't really touch it. Around the 4-hour mark, I will go ahead, as you can tell, and look at it and just make sure that everything is smelling right. Usually it should smell like yogurt and not something gross or nasty or bad smelling. And then I also like to take a spoon and I will go back to the yogurt and go ahead and check it at the 4-hour mark and just kind of run my spoon through it and to kind of see if it's even getting a little bit thicker or if it's getting any sort of weird texture. I like to just check it at the end, but I like to check the top. See that film that's on there? That's what you want around the 4-hour mark because it's starting to get good and it's starting to get a little bit lumpy, as you can tell, which is also good. Again, I'm going to show you a way that I can kind of navigate this and not have chunks and lumps in there. But it literally is doing very well. I don't typically mix it whenever I first put it in there because I don't feel the need to, and none of the recipes really tell me that I needed to mix it up, so I just didn't. But that's what it looks like for right now. And then again, I'm just showing you a closer view as to what it should look like around the 4-hour mark. You want those fat pockets because that's what's going to give you your thick yogurt texture. So that's what you do want. And then you're going to close up the lid and then just let it be for the next 4 more hours. Now we are almost, or have been almost done with this, and we're just going to check it again, and I think that this is done. I can't exactly remember what the options were, but this is pretty much where we are for right now. And I am then, oh yeah, this is done. So, sorry. So this is done, and now we're going to go ahead and mix it. So I will go to the mix setting, which is 15 for me, and I will mix up this yogurt. This is at the end whenever it's officially done, and as you can tell, there's a lot of little fat pockets in there. And so just to make sure that everything gets mixed in and it's a smooth yogurt, not a nasty kind of like thick lumpy yogurt, I mix it using the mix setting. And I do this for the whole entire mix cycle. I don't like do it halfway or just let it mix for a little bit. I let the whole cycle go because as you can tell now, it's super smooth and very luxurious looking. Like, I mean, that looks super silky. And it's still a nice thick yogurt. And it's not something that's like runny or anything like that, but it does look really, really good. And that's the last little end cycle. So it gets everything broken up as far as like any sort of extra fat pockets that might be lurking in there that you don't see. And so then this does look a little bit runny right now, but I promise you once you put it in your container and you put it in the fridge and you let it cool overnight, the next day it's perfect. We have this for breakfast with berries, and my son loves it with a little bit of agave and some strawberries. He loves that for breakfast. It's also very protein rich, which makes me feel really good about him having that in his diet. So I will just take that container. That's one I had in previously, but I just obviously washed it and then I pour it in there and see how like just luxurious that looks. I don't know what other word to say, but it literally is just so smooth and delicious looking. And we use this again for Greek yogurt, everything like that. I leave it plain like this, and then whenever we want yogurt for breakfast or snacks or anything like that, I don't have to like, I just add the flavoring that we want instead of having to make the whole batch. flavored. I find that it's easier since we do use it as toppings on like baked potatoes and things like that. I just really like it. Also, it's really easy to make sour cream with this. You just let it sit in there for another week over the time period, and you can use it like that. So that's what it looks like. Again, you just reused a jar that I got, obviously bone broth in, and if you wash it really well, it doesn't taste weird or anything like that. So then I'll just go ahead and make some room in my fridge for it, and I will place the yogurt in there, and then that's it. All done, and you just let it sit overnight.
All right, guys, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.